Hello and welcome to Wednesday night's calendar.
Good evening. Coming up in the next half hour, kicking up a stink. How the smell from a local recycling plant is leaving Barnsley residents sick to their stomachs.
Once it's in the house, it just stops, it just lingers there. It's absolutely appalling.
A judge demands an inquiry after a violent rapist attacked a student at knife point while on day release from prison.
More woes for Wednesday as just days after being relegated, investors announce they're pulling out of a takeover deal.
And I'm live in fabulous Las Vegas for the rest of the week as we build up to a Super League match between the Leeds Rhinos and Hull Kingston Rovers.
Good evening. First tonight to householders in Barnsley who say their lives are being blighted by a foul stench coming from a recycling plant, to the point where some have been physically sick.
The target of their anger is the firm Glass Recycling UK, which has breached environmental rules 3 times because of the smell.
Well, the company says it's working closely with the authorities to address local concerns, but residents we've spoken to say their lives are being made a misery, and this long-running nuisance is getting, well, right up their nose. John Hill reports.
Time was most of these bottles would have ended up in landfill. Now many of us try to do our bit, recycling what we can. Jane Hume is one of those doing her bit, but she and many others in the communities of Carlton and Athersley in Barnsley say they're paying the price by living next to a huge and smelly glass recycling plant.
We used to have a maggot farm in Barnsley. This is worse than the maggot farm that we used to have in Barnsley, and it just stops your whole enjoyment of being outside, and it seeps into your house. So in the summer we're not able to have as doors or windows open. We've got air fresheners, diffusers, everything, but once it's in the house, it just stops, it just lingers there. It's absolutely appalling.
Round the corner from Jane is the local hair salon. Owner Sophie having her hair done with twin sister Lee.
Sophie, at its worst, what's it like?
It's absolutely revolting. You can't have your windows and doors open, you can't have any washing out, and it literally makes you feel sick.
It's absolutely disgusting. I am quite a nauseous person, so when I do smell it, sometimes I'm quite sick. To me, if I had to describe it in other terms, it's like rotten cabbage.
That smell has put this firm in breach of its environmental permits 3 times in 2 years. There was no odour today, but the latest problem appears to have been with a carbon filter. That's now been replaced, and Environment Agency officials say they're confident that the level of odour detected off-site will now be minimal. Local councillor Neil Wright will be meeting company bosses on Friday.
Residents feel that they're being treated with utter contempt. And, you know, yes, they're putting statements out telling them what they've done, but unfortunately, action speaks louder than words. And we will never get to a situation where our residents are happy while they can continuously on smelling the odour.
Well, the concerns we've heard from people in the area won't have come as any surprise to the company. For its part, it says it's continuing to work closely with Barnsley Council and the Environment Agency to adhere to its licence, permits and registrations.
For Jane, though, words are not enough. She'd like the recycling plant to move altogether and allow her and her neighbours to enjoy their homes and the fresh air of their gardens once more. John Hill, ITV News, Barnsley.
And we'll continue to follow any developments on that story. Well, next tonight, a judge has called for an investigation after a convicted rapist already serving 2 life sentences attacked a student in Sheffield at knife point while on day release from an open prison.
It was the second time Neil Trennan had targeted women after absconding from custody. This time the 61-year-old had been on unsupervised leave from North Sea Camp in Lincolnshire.
Today, the judge who handed Trennan a third life sentence said it was astonishing he'd been allowed to walk free. Adam Fowler is live for us at Sheffield Crown Court. Adam, a really shocking sequence of events. Tell us about that latest attack.
Yes, his victim told the court in a statement that she believed she'd be irreparably damaged by what happened. He'd been given day release, as you said, from North Sea Camp on the 10th of July in Lincolnshire last year, and he came to Sheffield. The prosecution described how he saw his victim in the street and followed her home. She managed to fend him off and then locked herself in a spare room for safety. He then went on the run, and South Yorkshire Police today have released footage of the moment they caught up with him, and he was arrested finally after a manhunt in York. Now, the Crown Prosecution Service have welcomed today's decision, saying Trennan's an exceptionally dangerous man with a proven history of violent and predatory sexual offending. Given Trennan's history, Judge Jeremy Richardson KC said it was an unwise decision to allow him on day release in the first place.
It was an extremely surprising and potentially wrong decision that you were transferred to open prison conditions at His Majesty's Prison, North Sea Camp. A mistake was, in my judgment, made. I trust it will never be made again.
Adam Trennan will serve a minimum of 10 years for this latest offence, but as the judge said, he had a history of this kind of thing, didn't he?
Yes, Trennan was first jailed for life way back in 1991 when he broke into another woman's home here in Sheffield and knocked her unconscious before assaulting her. He got a second life sentence in 2002 after escaping from a prison officer, this time while on day release in Norwich, where he went into a woman's toilet and hit a woman with a brick. The judge told him today he poses an immense and enduring danger to women, and it would likely never be safe for him to be released.
OK, Adam Fowler live at Sheffield Crown Court for us. Thank you.
Next tonight, the Prime Minister has called for a Reform UK councillor to be sacked after he shared a social media post saying a North Derbyshire MP should be shot.
Natalie Fleet, the Labour MP for Bolsover, said threats had become a part of everyday life for politicians, particularly female ones.
The councillor involved has apologised, saying he hadn't noticed the offensive text on the post. Well, our political correspondent Fred Dimbleby has been following this. And Fred, this issue of MP safety crosses party lines, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right. This is an issue taken so seriously here in Westminster. And that's because very few of the MPs elected to serve in this place hasn't faced a death threat, a threat in person or online. Now, Natalie Fleet has been contacted by very senior figures in politics sharing their concerns. The councillor in question has apologised. He says this was a genuine mistake. But today, the Prime Minister called on Nigel Farage, the Reform UK party leader, to sack him.
Natalie Fleet's husband and children begged her not to stand as an MP. So fearful were they about her safety. So when she saw a post saying she should be shot, shared by a Reform councillor, she worried, first of all, about her family seeing it too.
So I phoned them all and told them, and I said, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that I put you in this position, wanting to help people. I'm sorry that I was just so apologetic. Sorry, I was really apologetic. Then I also had to speak to the police and I had to speak to the team and I had to make sure that I was safe. And then my daughter didn't pick up. And then she phoned me this morning and she said, Mum, I've just seen that post and I'm really upset. And I was upset too. I feel like a bad mum because I've not protected her from it.
Simon Evans, the Deputy Leader of Lancashire County Council, has now apologised, saying he deleted the post as soon as the text was pointed out to him. He said this was completely unintentional and was a genuine mistake that we can all make from time to time, especially on social media. Reform have accepted that and say they won't be taking any action. But in the Commons today, the Prime Minister called on the party's leader to sack Councillor Evans.
If he has any decency or backbone, he will stand up, apologise condemn the comments and sack the individual in his parties. Will he do so?
Nigel Farage.
Nigel Farage didn't have anything to say about that, much to the anger of Keir Starmer.
So he has neither the decency nor the backbone.
Natalie Fleet has been in Parliament for less than 2 years and says threats have become part of her daily life.
Being a woman in this job, regardless of your party, is really tough. It means that you get death threats, you get rape threats. They talk in graphic detail about the things they want to do to your children. You have a panic alarm next to your bed. You have devices that you carry around with you. You have security while you are out in your community. It's tough being a woman in politics.
Everyone elected here knows they're going to get threats, and the reality is those are only getting worse. Politicians want to debate and disagree, but when that turns personal, many here fear that puts others off representing their communities. Fred Dimbleby, ITV News, Westminster.
Thanks for being with us for Wednesday night's calendar, and still to come before 6:30. Just take a look at where our Chris is tonight.
Yes, I'm live in the entertainment capital of the world with 10,000 others from Yorkshire as Super League comes to Sin City.
And yes, the sun came out again today. Temperatures pretty much near where we'd expect in late spring, never mind about late winter. And nature has been responding. Your forecast photos and videos a little later on.
Police are continuing to search for a woman missing from her home near Bradford, saying they're extremely worried about her disappearance.
Underwater search teams were called in to a stretch of the River Aire at Appley Bridge, where 52-year-old Jane Hiles, a former police officer herself, regularly walked her dog.
Well, Helen Steele joins us now. Helen, clearly a very worrying time. What more do we know about this case?
Yeah, well, searches have concentrated in the Appley Bridge area. Very few details have actually been released by police, but out and about today I've been speaking to her friends and they told me, as you say, she was a former police officer. They also say she was an author of a children's book and that she now works out of home as a dog groomer. They also told me she was very much looking forward to a holiday in Peru in April.
And what can you tell us about the police operation that's been going on? Because this has been quite a big search.
Yes, well, searches have been taking place not far from her home. Police officers yesterday searched a field where she's known to walk her dog. They also, underwater teams were searching the river next to that for about 8 hours, ending at about 10 p.m. yesterday. Now, as you'll see from these pictures, the underwater team launched again at around midday. They searched the river just over the road from her home again. That search continued for a couple of miles east to the Rodley area. Now, friends and her police say it's urgent she is found soon. They are very worried about her. River searches have ended for today, but they are thought to resume again tomorrow.
Yeah, very worrying time. Helen, thank you very much indeed. Helen Steele reporting there. Now, on to some sport, and a consortium which had been granted exclusivity by administrators to buy Sheffield Wednesday has pulled out of the deal. The Owls entered administration last October and sit bottom of the Championship, having been relegated by their city rivals Sheffield United last weekend. The consortium, which featured James Board, the co-owner of Scottish side Dunfermline, say the historic mishandling of the club means the size of their original bid could not be justified. The club administrators have been contacted for comment, while the Sheffield Wednesday Supporters Trust say it hopes for a resolution before the start of next season.
Obviously still a feeling of deflation. You know, we've had a really rough year. To have light at the end of the tunnel and then have that snatched away, what feels like the last minute, is still disappointing. I'm just hopeful that whoever is next lined up can actually fulfil that promise and get the deal done.
To matters on the pitch, and Bradford City made it 4 consecutive home wins last night to leave Rotherham United firmly entrenched in a relegation battle. The Millers gave goalkeeper Ted Cann his league debut at Valley Parade, but he was beaten after 10 minutes when they were caught out by Max Power's quick free kick. Tyrick Wright's cross was met by the head of defender Matthew Pennington, who scored the only goal of the game. The win lifts the Bantams up to 4th. Rotherham remained 23rd after a 4th defeat in a row.
Now, the family of the murdered schoolboy Harvey Wilgoose are remembering him at his beloved Bramall Lane tonight. Harvey was a Sheffield United fan and went to every game.
Before kick-off against table-topping Coventry, Harvey's mother Caroline is giving a talk aimed at persuading young people not to carry knives. Harvey was stabbed to death just over a year ago inside his school in Sheffield. Katie Oscroft is live for us there tonight. Katie.
Well, Sally, this is a big night for Sheffield United fans. The atmosphere is building here in the fan zone. The fans are streaming in. But something, well, quite frankly, more important is going to happen before kick-off. As you say, I'm joined by Caroline Wilgoose. You're going to get up in front of these fans. Not many people would do that, but you've got a message for them, haven't you?
Yeah, I want them to get behind me. Sheffield United's getting behind knife crime, blades against blades, and our Harvey will be buzzing with all this, and I just want people to get behind me, campaigning about knife crime, speaking to children about the devastation of knife crime, and this is what's getting us through.
There's a lot of younger people here, a lot of perhaps parents who probably think this couldn't happen to me or to my child, but it can, can't it? You know the consequences of knife crime.
Yeah, you just think, I thought it were all gang related, we know now that it's not. We know that it's spiralling out of control and things need to be done, and I think things are going to change now, and we've got Blades and Blades fans behind us, and let's move on and get things done, and for our Harvey, for kids and for the future.
We keep hearing your message in many different situations. Do you feel the support coming back? Do you feel you're making a difference?
Definitely, I do. I think people are listening now. We just want schools to listen to us now and get knife archers in place. Get us into schools, to the young ones, but do it delicately, and talk about the devastation of knife crime, what it's brought, what our Harvey's brought, what the devastation, what's happened, how many people have hurt, the children, the teachers, and Sheffield's been hurting and still are.
You're going to be in the ground later, you're going to be watching the match with your flags. Harvey should have been here with you, shouldn't he?
He is with us, he's here, I can hear him singing, he's with me all the time, and that's why I get up in an afternoon, I don't get up in the morning, but that's what's carrying me through. I'm doing this for our Harvey. He's not going to be, I don't like him being known as the child that got stabbed to death at school. He's Harvey Wilgoose, and he was a smashing kid.
Caroline, thank you. You're on in 10 minutes. The very best of luck, and I'm sure this place is going to go very quiet when Caroline goes on that stage.
Katie Oscroft live at Bramall Lane for us this evening. Thank you. Well, next tonight, we're going to be crossing stateside, because this week we'll see thousands of people from our part of the world descend upon the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas.
Yes, that's right. And believe it or not, they'll be going to watch a game of rugby league between two of Yorkshire's best supported clubs. Well, we've dispatched our sports correspondent, Chris Dawkes, to Sin City. What a better place for him. Chris, good evening to you, or should that really be good morning?
Yeah, Ian, very much good morning here from, well, as the sign says, fabulous Las Vegas. It's around about just coming up to 20 past 10 in the morning here in Sin City. Why are we here? I hear you ask. Well, as you said there, it's for a rugby league match, an historic rugby league match between the Leeds Rhinos and the newly crowned world champions, Hull Kingston Rovers. This is the first time two teams from Yorkshire have ever played a Super League fixture outside of Europe. And they're estimating there's around 10,000 travelled here already, or travelling during the course of the week here to watch this match. 6,000 of them of a Leeds Rhinos persuasion, which means that as they're the designated, I should say, away fixture for this match, that's the largest away attendance for a Super League fixture. It just happens to be here in Las Vegas as well. But you know, from Sturton to the Strip, from Belle Isle to the Bellagio, a lot of fans aren't just here for the rugby. Last year, 10,000 rugby league fans travelled to Las Vegas from the northwest. Now it's Yorkshire's turn. On Saturday, the Leeds Rhinos play Super League champions Hull Kingston Rovers at the Allegiant Stadium.
It's a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so I think everyone's buzzing, first of all, to be out there and go enjoy it, first of all, but, you know, we've got a job to do as well. It's going to have almost a little grand final feel to it.
For Rhinos fans Jordan and Adele, it's the perfect match. After watching their other love on the Saturday, the couple plan to tie the knot 2 days later.
Just from last year, Wigan weren't playing, I sprung the idea about sort of if Leeds Rhinos got to Vegas. Never thinking that it would happen.
Well, I'd always said I went to Vegas in 2018 with my mum, and I saw a girl in a little white dress walking in front of the Bladger Fountains, and I said, that's going to be me, that's what I want, and you always knew that as well, didn't you? So.
I knew a proposal was coming, just not how quickly.
You bought tickets to the rugby before I walked away.
Watch me dance the night away. Also on the plane, 40 dancers from West Yorkshire who'll perform on the pitch in front of around 50,000 fans before kick-off.
It means everything because I'm doing performing arts at college, so I want to go into stuff like that, you know, Broadway, TV, you never know. Hopefully get noticed in Vegas. Woo!
Well, I'm currently training in dance, but like I want to perform like professionally, obviously across the world. So being able to go to Vegas like means the world, because it means like I'm performing internationally, which is something we haven't done yet. I could dance, I could dance, I could dance. Watch me. I'm gonna win. Amateur rugby league side Hunslet have been practising moves of a different kind. This week they'll compete in the Las Vegas Nines, a tournament between teams from America, Australia, Canada and the UK.
I think we'll win it, to be honest.
It's a bit hopeful. But, yeah, I think it'll be tough, obviously, because there's a lot of ex-NRL players, Australian players, things like that. So they've got tons of experience, and we're just a lot of young lads who really want to play against them. It's a great opportunity.
A great opportunity for so many travelling from West Yorkshire to Las Vegas this week. And with our cameras here to capture the ride, well, for once, what happens in Vegas?
Oh, fabulous indeed. So, Chris, what's happening this week in the build-up to that match?
Yeah, so much happening in the build-up to that game on Saturday, Sally. There's fans signing sessions where the fans can meet their idols. There's also a massive event at Fremont Street tomorrow night involving all the teams. But there's also that Nines tournament that I mentioned in my report there. I'm glad to say that I'm joined now by the entire squad from Hunslet ARL FC. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this morning, because I imagine you've had a few heavy nights since you arrived here on Sunday. How's it been so far in Las Vegas? I'll come to you, Jamie.
Yeah, it's been hectic. The boys have enjoyed themselves a couple of nights, but we're excited for rugby now. It's dragging a little bit, and these lads want to get on field, so strict beer ban tonight.
And I know, speaking to you earlier, this is serious, isn't it, for you?
Yeah, it's serious. We've not come to make numbers up. These boys have got some serious talent, so we think we can win it, and we'll do our best to do so.
Yeah, we heard from Joe earlier, and he said you guys have got a very good chance of winning it, but it's not going to be easy. But the incentive to play that curtain raiser at the Allegiant Stadium before the Rhinos and Hull KR game, that's going to be huge.
Yeah, it's massive. It's an experience that we might never get to do again, so we'll make most of it, and the boys have got to do their job tomorrow in the heat and then back it up Friday, and then we'll have a good beer if we get to the Allegiant on Saturday afternoon or whenever it may be. But we're here for a good time, but we're here to win as well.
Yeah, well said. Let's speak to a few of the lads as well. You've had a good time so far, Joe. We heard you in our piece, enjoying yourself here in Las Vegas?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think a couple of us came last year, and it's just good to be out here with the team. Can't wait to play there now. I'm ready for it.
Yeah. What about you guys? Enjoyed it so far?
Yeah, it's been very good at the minute. Enjoyed ourselves. We've had a good few days, but I think we're ready to go now.
Yeah, you guys got sun cream on, because it's warm as well out here, isn't it?
It's a bit warm. A lot of ginners in our team, so a bit sunburnt, so we're all right.
Yeah, it's a bit different to Leeds, I can tell you now. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us tonight. Good luck with the tournament. We'll be following you all the way. Well, there you have it. That's it from Las Vegas for tonight. We'll catch up again with more fun and games tomorrow evening.
Oh, Chris, thank you very much indeed. You enjoy yourself, won't you?
I think he's doing.
Don't worry about us.
I don't know about sunnier than Leeds. We've had our fair share of sun today.
Yeah, who needs Vegas? I mean, not quite vests and short weather today, but 15 Celsius. That's really respectable for the time of year, and nature is already responding. I was talking about the cherry blossom, or the blossom on the trees. Actually, the tree blossom, or the tree pollen, I should say, is really high at the moment. So if you have been noticing symptoms, that is probably why. Now, I want to show very quickly this beautiful video of the honeybees on the crocuses. It's quite early for them to venture out. One or two of them here. Of course, we can still get frost, of course, in February, but yeah, they're responding really well. Everything's coming out of hibernation. Look at Margaret Hughes' hedgehog. At this time of the year, on February, they just need a little bit of cat food or dog food to keep them safe and warm. And also, the frog spawn is spawning, and we are thinking that that is probably about 2 weeks earlier than it was this time last year. So yes, dry and warm conditions are bringing everything out of the woodwork. But will they respond to the forecast over the next few days? Here we are.
Today's forecast: seafood and sugar cube towns. TUI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather.
Yes, some really pleasant conditions across most parts of the region for much of today, despite a little bit of cloud around at times. Really feeling and looking like spring now. And this was the story today. Weather front and low pressure to the north and west of us, but ahead of that, feeding in the mild air. And yes, us getting some of the better sunny spells on offer across the UK. So as we head deeper into tonight, that front tries to infringe on the region, so it gives a little bit more cloud, the risk of a few showers, but nothing too significant overnight tonight. Maybe some low clouds over the higher ground in the Dales there, and temperatures staying well above the average for the time of year. The winds will start to freshen as we head towards tomorrow. 7:02 and 5:37 ISO times for Thursday. Tomorrow morning we are expecting the best of the brightness to be in the east. There will be thickening cloud throughout the day, and eventually outbreaks of showery rain, the heaviest pulses over higher ground starting to push in, really becoming quite unsettled by the end of the afternoon. We're still above average for the time of year, but with stronger winds, cloudier skies and rain, it will feel very different as we head through into tomorrow. During the evening and during the early hours of Friday, again we've got systems coming in from the south and the west, nudging north and eastwards, but on Friday morning perhaps a little bit more in the way of brightness, so a good start, an unsettled story later on. That area of low pressure pushes itself away, a little ridge of high pressure for Saturday, the best day of the weekend, but low pressure is nearby, so as the weekend progresses I think we'll see windier conditions, cloudier skies and showery outbreaks of rain on Sunday. That's your forecast.
TUI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather.
There you go, so maybe not quite as gorgeous on the northeast coast as it was this morning. Oh, gorgeous.
Hey, gorgeous.
I know, Rupert and Alfie, absolutely loving it. Yeah, dog walk tomorrow, morning not too bad, but by the afternoon.
Well, Sally won't be up early in the morning because...
I will be back at 10:30 with the late news. Mary's next with the evening news, but I'll see you later.
Have a good evening. Thanks for watching.
Bye.